Hey everybody, so I'm just having a random thought and it seems really pertinent and important and there's a bunch of craziness going on outside my house, so I thought I might point out a couple obvious things here that I haven't seen anybody really post anything about, which is just blowing my mind. So I'm gonna like take the dogs out here for okay, so to get on task, I just read Governor Kate Brown's requirements, mass gatherings in Oregon, based on there being a cure. Okay, let's look a little bit at our history. I'm not talking about like the pandemic back in the Spanish flu or nothing like that. I'm talking just recent history. So everybody remembers mad cow disease. Let's even go to Ebola. How about swine flu? How about avian flu? Okay, and even the different, SARS viruses that we've ever had. Now, they said that they were going to have, a vaccination or a cure for those too. And everybody kind of forgot about that, right? Haven't they? Has just kind of forgotten about that point of it. Like, there's not going to be a cure because there is not a cure for the virus. There's a way to build like your immunity, I'm sure, and I'm not making any medical statements about there being or going to be or has been. What I'm saying is that all the other illnesses that we've have always said we had to have a cure made. Now, if Governor Kate Brown is going to wait until we have a cure or a vaccination, we're never going to reopen. It's going to be forever. Like, and she's going to run out of term before it's even thought of that there's not really going to be what she's describing as a cure. And who is she? Is she like some scientist? Is she a medical professional? No, she's an elected official, and she's making laws that require the downfall of our economy as pertaining to versus other economies in the country. So I just thought I would point that out, that if we're waiting on a cure to reopen, if we're waiting on a cure for kids to go back to school, you might as well just get their death certificate and like, let's get our old death certificates and just like, we'll call it good. You know what I'm saying? It's virtually impossible for our economy to survive if we wait a vaccination or cure for the SARS virus. I myself, I've decided to start taking Harvard classes, so I guess that's probably why I feel a little compelled to on that, because I'm taking human sciences and history, and that's kind of one of the things that I relevated to one of my courses today, is that as a prediction factor, because I'm taking prediction X through Harvard. One of those, factors in there is that what is the predictability based on a reoccurring trend? Okay, so if the reoccurring trend, even just over the last 100 years, and that's not including all the illnesses and viruses and diseases we've all suffered throughout thousands or millions of years, just the last 100 years, there has been 4 notable, I guess what you would call like pandemic type diseases or viruses or whatever swept through the country, and each one of those, vowed to produce a something, and not a single one of them have. And I get that this is 2020, but that doesn't mean we're that much closer. I mean, YouTube was just created 10 years ago. We're not that scientifically advanced. We're not. As I share that Governor Kate Brown, if you are waiting on that to be the precursor to reopening, please don't sign it into a bill, because once you leave the office and somebody else gets into office, there's no way to undo that. And, I don't want to see anybody unnecessarily, have to deal with any more suffrage than it already has, and I don't want to see jobs lost. You know what I mean? I don't want to see kids. I don't have any kids, and I don't have a job right now. I'm going to school and I'm kidless. So, but I mean, I don't want to see anybody else's kids. I don't want to see anybody else lose a job. I don't want to see any of that stuff. So that's my opinion as an Oregonian. And y'all, I hope you see this. I really do. If somebody doesn't notice this, we're in for a doomed situation. Don't let them take your rights away. Don't let them take your dignities away. Don't let them take our Constitution, our civil rights. Don't let them take any of that stuff away on the premise of waiting for a cure or a vaccination. It's not going to happen. At least, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. It could. But analytically speaking, based on predictable factors and precursors, it's not going to happen, at least within the next year. I'm just going to say that. I wish I was wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. If they're going to wait on that, I really hope that I am wrong. We don't have to wait on such a silly thing to reopen. That doesn't seem right. And plus, if we are going to have to wait on that to reopen, then I believe that there should be a medical team that evaluates it, and not just her looking over a piece of paper that's probably from some biased worker that gets paid and wants to get paid more because they make a discovery. I don't know. Any other situational, coincidences or any kind of like influences, I don't want to see it that have any part of it. So if that is the fact, and she is going to enforce that that the state doesn't reopen mass gatherings, I'm talking, at least there should be some kind of a board or a team evaluating the findings, like more than 4 people, some kind of a unbiased ability there. Just some food for thought. So, all right, y'all, stay safe and that.